Hey Virgo, this reading today is for all of my single Virgos, and we're going to see what could be coming towards you this week when it comes to love. So this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Please do keep in mind, Virgo, these are general readings, so they may or may not resonate, and you're always welcome on my channel to take what works and leave the rest. So we're going to jump right into it today, my lovely Virgo, and we're going to see what could be coming toward my single Virgos in love. First message coming out today for Virgo, we have got the Queen of Pentacles. I kind of love that because, first of all, this is your energy. So you could be feeling really confident, really secure, really good this week. That's typically what we see with this Queen of Pentacles energy. It could also indicate that you're connecting with a fellow earth sign this week. So another Virgo, maybe a Taurus, maybe a Capricorn. This is definitely giving me the vibe of somebody very solid and steady coming towards you. Somebody very reliable, very secure, somebody who you can count on, somebody where you just feel that sense of security and stability. So very strong indicator of new love coming in. Let's see what else could be coming toward my single Virgos. Ooh, things are getting interesting in here today. Queen of Swords. This is the second person to show up today. I actually think there could be two lovers here for you. So Queen of Swords is air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is somebody who's very clear-headed, decisive, knows what they want, great communicator. I actually think you might have a choice. I feel like with these two queens here, Virgo, you could have a choice between two lovers this week. It's very interesting. Let's get one more card about what could be coming toward Virgo this week. And then that's actually kind of funny, you guys. Okay, Five of Wands. You know what the Five of Wands is? It's like fighting off the competition. You know why there would be a situation where somebody's fighting off the competition? Because you have two lovers who are interested in you, okay? Now the Five of Wands could also indicate your own internal conflict, because what I'm seeing here, Virgo, is that this could be a week where you have to make a choice between the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. And they might be fighting for your attention. They're both trying to get you to be with them, go out with them and date them. And then you're also feeling this internal conflict with the Five of Wands where you're like, now I got to figure out who I'm going to choose here. So what we're going to do for the reading today is we're going to actually look at these two lovers, okay? We're going to look at the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Now I want to say this, don't worry about the gender, okay? It's the energy, right? So we're going to start by looking at the person who is the Queen of Pentacles energy. Then we're going to look at the Queen of Swords energy, and we're just going to kind of see what comes through, and maybe that can help you if you need to make a decision between two people this week. So let's get into it. Let's start with the Queen of Pentacles energy. We're going to look at their overall energy this week, what they might be feeling, what actions they might be taking. We'll look at that for person two, and we'll kind of see where it takes us. So yeah, we'll call them person one and person two. Person one is represented by the Queen of Pentacles. Person two is represented by the Queen of Swords. So tell me about person one. First card coming out, Page of Cups, okay? So we've got this water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is somebody who tends to be reaching out to us. The pages are the messengers of the tarot. It does indicate that person one is probably coming towards you with a love offer, opening up about their feelings, expressing their interest in you. Tell me more about person one's energy for this week, please. Oh, what is this? Eight of Cups. Interesting. Eight of Cups is a card that tends to indicate that somebody has recently walked away from something and got clarity about what they're really looking for. So maybe your person has recently gone through some big changes within their life for person one, where they've started to really reevaluate what's important to them and what they're looking for in a relationship. Tell me more about person one. And then the Hermit. Interesting. It's kind of like we're getting a bit of a quieter energy for person one. With the Hermit, this is Virgo energy, by the way, so maybe you are dealing with a Virgo romantically. That does kind of fit with that Queen of Pentacles vibe. I feel like your person is reaching out to you this week, like person one, but they might not be like the loudest person in the room. With this kind of vibe with the Hermit, they could be introspective, they could be a little bit more shy. I'm just getting the message like they're not necessarily the loudest person in the room, but there's also a very nice thoughtfulness to their energy. Let's see what person one could be feeling this week, please. Two of Wands, okay? This is a card of planning and preparation. It's kind of like they want to get to know you to see if the two of you want the same things in the future. Tell me more about person one. Page of Wands. They're very attracted to you. We've also got fire energy, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So with this kind of vibe here, Virgo, I definitely think that the butterflies are starting to form for your person. They're attracted to you. It is feeling like it's very much those beginning stages of getting to know somebody, because we do have two pages so far. Okay, so we've got these two pages, which indicate that person one is in those beginning stages of starting to fall for you, but it's very much those beginning stages. Tell me more about what person one could be feeling this week, and then the Hanged Man. It's kind of interesting, you guys. Like, person one, I do think that they're definitely feeling something for you this week, but there also might be moments where they pull back a little bit and go quiet. Like, I am seeing some cards to suggest that. I do think there is a thoughtfulness to how they approach things, but I'm also getting, I'm gonna throw it out there, you know, take it or leave it, but if they are aware that you have multiple people interested in you, they might pull back. Like, I don't get the sense that this is someone who likes to compete for somebody. You know, it's like, I just don't think it's in their nature. And it's not that they're not interested in you, Virgo, but if they sense that there's someone else who's like competing for your attention, I don't think they're super into that. They might just kind of step back, actually. That's the message I'm getting, but not because they don't like you. It's just, I think this is someone who they're like, I just want to focus on one person. I don't want to be dating multiple people at once. And if they feel like they're in a multiple person situation, they might kind of pull back. But let's see what actions they could be taking. Tell me about person one's actions. 5 of Pentacles. I'm getting an interesting message, you guys. I feel like for person one, they have been through a situation before where they were competing for somebody's attention and they did not get chosen. I'm intuitively getting that. So they've got a little bit of that emotional baggage potentially, because I think they've been through this before where they really liked somebody and they really pursued that person, and then that person chose someone else, okay? And now if they feel they're in the same situation, that might be scary for them, you know, because they're like, I've been down this path before where I put myself out there, I was vulnerable, I, you know, pursued somebody, but they ended up choosing another person. And so there's a little bit of complexity here because this person obviously wants to get to know you, but I think that if there is a situation where you've got two people you've got to choose between and they're aware that that's going on, again, I'm kind of getting this sense that they might pull back a bit, especially with that 5 of Pentacles, right? It's like they're scared of not being chosen. That's the message I'm getting for the 5 of Pentacles for them in this reading. They're scared that they're not going to get chosen again. Interesting. I feel like your person's very genuine. I think they've just been burned before for person one. Okay, what other actions could they be taking? The Moon, there's the fear, there's the insecurity, the anxiety. Yeah, interesting. Tell me more, please, about what actions they could be taking. The Wheel of Fortune. Person one is so interesting. Like, if you give person one a chance, I was like, tell me how it goes. I think person one is very genuine, but I gotta be honest, I do see some potential, let's call them issues, although I don't know if that's actually the right word, some potential issues with this getting up and running. And I think it's because your person will immediately pull back if they sense that they're in a situation where multiple people are trying to win you over. You know what I mean, Virgo? But it's kind of sad because I do think they feel a very, very strong interest in you. And with the Wheel of Fortune, this is about getting lucky in love. It's got an element of destiny to it. It's got this element of like, we're meant to be. And it's kind of sad to me actually, because with person one, what I see is that they might kind of bow out if they get uncomfortable feeling like they're competing for your attention. They might miss out on a really good opportunity here, Virgo. But I feel like if you gave them a chance, there could be something really great. But I also kind of am getting the message they might mess it up too, because they might just pull back and not even give this a chance to get started if they sense that there's somebody else, right? I think this person's been really hurt before. I think person one has been through a situation where they were not chosen, okay? They were not chosen and now they got some baggage, and unfortunately, they might let that kind of mess with the connection between the two of you, which is unfortunate because I think there's a lot of potential there. So that's very interesting, Virgo. Okay, let's look at person two, represented by the Queen of Swords. So let's see what's up with them. Tell me about person two. Okay, King of Cups, wow. That's big energy. King of Cups is someone who's like very emotionally intelligent, very emotionally mature, emotionally available, someone who has big feelings for you, Virgo. Water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Tell me more about person two. 6 of Pentacles. They're probably very thoughtful, very generous. I think they're probably I'm getting, yeah, like they like to do things for you. They like to do things to make you smile. They like to do things to make your life easier. They might make you feel very balanced as well, very calm, very at peace. Tell me more, please. King of Swords, wow. Okay. I am going to point something out. It's interesting, actually, first of all, because this person, too, is represented by the Queen of Swords, and then we have the King of Swords showing up in their energy. I'm going to show you what's standing out to me, Virgo. So for person 2, look at the overall energy. What I'm noticing is that there are 2 kings, okay? Again, don't worry about the gender, but worry about the energy. The king energy is the most mature energy in the court cards of the tarot. I'm going to contrast that with person 1. So if you recall, when we were pulling person 1's energy, we had 2 pages. The pages are the least mature of the court cards. So right away, I'm seeing like a big potential difference here in the maturity between person 1 and person 2, which I think is probably not surprising to you, Virgo, given what we talked about with person 1. I gotta say, my heart kind of goes out to person 1 because I think they have a tremendous amount to offer, but they're not necessarily gonna show up great initially. Like, I don't think this is someone who's gonna show up well in a situation where multiple people are competing for you. Like, so far, it looks like person 2 is like gonna do much better at this, but like, I feel like I wanna say, I think person 1 could be a good match, but it might not ever get up and running, right? Because they've got some baggage, they've got some immaturity. Person 2, though, definitely showing up way more mature, emotionally available, great communication, talking to you, pursuing you, all that stuff. Okay, let's see what person 2 could be feeling this week. The 5 of Swords, okay. I mean, that's kind of like the competitive nature of what we're seeing. The 5 of Swords is like drama, 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 right? So, you know, they're trying to fight for your attention. Other people might be getting in the way. I feel like the 5 of Swords is them feeling like, okay, I gotta fight for Virgo, I gotta fight off the competition. But I feel like person 2 is much more comfortable with that kind of a situation, whereas person 1, I think, is not. Tell me more about what they could be feeling. Oh my gosh, crazy. Guys, I have pulled 5 tarot cards for person 2. 3 of them are kings. This is like kind of crazy. So a tarot deck only has 4 kings in it. We've got 3 of them come out in 5 cards for person 2. So again, we're getting this really, really strong energy of maturity, somebody who knows who they are, they know what they want, very strong, mature energy coming through for person 2. We just keep seeing that over and over. And with the King of Pentacles, they could be very stable, very reliable. This could be somebody who does really well in their career, somebody who is financially stable, and they bring a lot of security to the connection. That's wild, all of this king energy for person 2. Tell me what person 2 could be feeling. And then the 6 of Cups. Oh, that's even more interesting, you guys. Person 2's energy is very interesting to me. 6 of Cups, for those of you who are familiar with the tarot, you probably know that this tends to indicate a connection to the past. So I'm also like, what is going on with person 2? Is there some sort of history here, Virgo? Do you guys already know each other? Have you dated before? I mean, that's possible. I don't think that's for all of you. Maybe this is someone who you've been friends with, or maybe somebody who you knew years ago, and now it looks like those feelings are definitely turning into something romantic. I think your person 2 feels a strong soul connection with you. And even if you've never met this person, if it's just like brand new love coming in, Virgo, it feels like there's a sense of familiarity. There's a sense of like you guys have known each other before. So let's see what actions person 2 could be taking this week. Emperor, yeah, I mean, of course. Aries energy, confidently pursuing you, just like we've seen with all of that king energy. Yeah, I think person 2 is very confident. I don't think they're cocky. I think they're confident, you know? They know who they are, they know what they want, and they're gonna confidently pursue you, Virgo. Tell me what other actions person 2 could be taking. 10 of Pentacles, yeah. They also know what they want in terms of the future in a relationship. 10 of Pentacles is about setting down roots, building a life together, building stability with somebody. And I think you're gonna feel that, and I think that's gonna feel very attractive to you probably from person 2, because it looks to me like they're gonna be communicating to you that they do want a future, they do want a life, they do want like a life to build with somebody. And if that's what you're looking for, this is gonna feel really attractive, I think, right? Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. Okay, So we've got the soulmate card for person two. That's a really nice card. It's definitely one of the top cards that we like to see within a love reading. I think it's very clear that person two feels a very strong soul connection with you, Virgo. It's so interesting. Like, if I'm being objective here and looking at the energy, to me, it kind of seems like there's a clear winner, right? It seems like person two is coming out much clearer, much more focused on you, very strong energy, pursuing you, knows what they want, goes after it. Like, if we were to pick a winner out of person one and person two, I think it would be person two. I don't know why though. There's like something in my heart that still draws me towards person one. I don't know what it is, Virgo. Like, I just feel with person one, they don't show up well initially, but they could end up later on being a really good partner. That's intuitively what keeps coming up for me. So I'm just throwing it out there. I feel person one does not show up well in the beginning stages of dating, unfortunately, but I think that they have the potential to be a really amazing partner, but they're just like kind of awkward and a little bit scared when it comes to the initial stages of dating, especially if they feel like they have to compete for your attention. I don't know why I want to throw that out there. I kind of want to root for person one a little bit. Like, at the end of the day, you get to choose. Obviously, Virgo, not here to tell you what to do. You can go for person one, person two, you can go for nobody. It's totally up to you. But I almost feel like I want to root for person one a little bit. Although we can't discount the fact person two's energy is really nice, right? I guess what I'm trying to say here is I think you're probably in a good position, whether you go for person one or person two, even though person one's energy was not amazing in the way that person two's energy is. I think like the big message I'm getting is they just don't show up well. Like, they're the kind of person, maybe you go on a couple dates and they're super awkward at first, but then once they get comfortable, they're amazing. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. I'm just throwing it out there, you guys, because I'm really strongly feeling that. But remember, person two's energy is just outright amazing as well. So my sense is these are both good options. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, so maybe let's pull some advice cards. Let's kind of wrap up here to see what the advice is for you in this situation, Virgo. Okay. So the first card is the advice, is the Four of Wands, which is the 11-11 card. It's the marriage card. I guess the advice with this is like, think long term. So when you're deciding whether you want to be with person one or person two, think long term. Who do you see the potential for marriage with? What other advice do we have for Virgo? Three of Cups. Oh, interesting. So a couple of messages coming to mind. I mean, to me, this is about community. So you could also be looking at each of these people and being like, who do you think is going to best fit in with your friends and your family? That's always a good thing to think about, I think. You could be getting your friends and family to give you some advice about these people. That's possible. And I also feel like the Three of Cups is a strong energy of like celebration. So it's kind of like an exciting energy. Like, who do you feel excited by? Who do you want to celebrate life with and live life with? Let's get one more card for advice, and then the Judgment card. Yeah, this is really good, you guys. I mean, at the end of the day, Judgment to me is about finding a partnership where we're compatible with that person. And when I say compatible, some of the things that come to mind are like core values, core beliefs. Is there alignment? Do you guys want the same things? So when you're thinking about what you want to do here between person one and person two, I really think the big advice for you is thinking long term, not just how you feel in the moment, but what do you want long term when it comes to love, and what are you looking for, right? And I think that will help you connect in with the person who you feel is the best fit for you. But again, like, don't just discount person one. I don't know why. I'm getting this weird energy today where I kind of want to just really build up person one. And that's not, I don't get that energy all the time if you watch my channel, you know? But in this case, I really feel like there's something that almost makes me want to root for person one. And yeah, if you're into it. But person two also looks great as well. But I just want to say, don't discount person one. They might be a little bit of a more awkward, slow burn initially. That doesn't mean it can't turn into something amazing. Anyway, could be an interesting week for you guys as you kind of tease out what you want to do with these two people. So I'm going to leave it there for you, Virgo. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And of course, I wish you love and happiness always, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.